everyone. So before you proceed in creating your own case analysis or case studies, we're now here today to dive into essential skill of first is to analyze case study. So it's first and foremost, it's a powerful method used across industries and academic disciplines to explore real-world scenarios. So it's also to identify challenges and develop strategic solutions. So understanding how to effectively analyze a case study allow you to break down complex situations, consider multiple perspectives, and apply theoretical knowledge to practical problems. So we will go into this talk, discuss and walk through the key steps involving in a case study analysis. So from identifying a core issue to evaluating alternatives and recommending actionable outcomes. Now let's explore how you can turn information into insight. So before we start, let's have your learning objectives. So we expect you, after this discussion, to demonstrate awareness about basic concepts of case study, to understand the different areas of case study, to analyze the business cases, and write an effective case study analysis. Okay, so first is what is case study. So a case study is a subcategory of a research design which investigates problems and offers solutions. So case studies can range from academic research studies to corporate promotional tools trying to sell an idea. So a case study is a detailed, in-depth analysis of a particular individual, group, event, organization, or situations over a period of time. It's commonly used in fields like business, psychology, education, and social sciences to explore real-life issues and apply theoretical concepts to practical scenarios. It is also an integral part of the course is strategic management. So the purpose of case study is providing students with experience of strategic management problems that actual organizations face. A case study presents an account of what happened to a business or industry over a number of years. So the purpose of case study again is to gain insights, identify patterns, and understand the complexities of a subject being studied. It often includes qualitative data, so like interviews and or observations, and sometimes quantitative data depending on the focus. So in short, it's like telling a full story of a specific case to learn broader lessons. We also have different types of case studies. So let's discuss briefly one by one. So first is descriptive case study. So this provides a detailed description of a particular phenomenon, event, or situation. They aim to provide an in-depth understanding of a subject matter without necessarily seeking to establish causal relationship. Next is the exploratory case study. So these are conducted when researchers wants to explore a new topic or area of inquiry. So exploratory case studies are often used in preliminary research to generate hypotheses or identify research questions for further investigation. Third is the explanatory case studies. So this focus on explaining why a particular event or phenomenon occurred. They delve into underlying factors, context, and mechanisms that contribute to the observed outcome. Next is the instrumental case studies. The instrumental case studies. The primary purpose is to understand a specific case in order to gain insights that can be applied to similar cases or situations. They are often used to develop theories or frameworks that have broader applicability. Fifth is the intrinsic case studies. So this focus on a particular case because it is inherently interesting or unique. The primary goal of it is to gain a deep understanding to the case itself rather than using it as a means of to explore broader theoretical concept. Last is the comparative case study. So this involve um, comparing two or more cases to identify similarities, differences, patterns, or trends. So comparative case studies are useful for understanding how different variables or factors influence outcomes across multiple contexts. So these types of case studies can be used in various fields, no? Like in business, psychology, sociology, education, and medicine, and among others, depending on the research objectives and methodologies you have employed. A detailed analysis of a case study should include 8 areas. So these are the history, development, and growth of a company or a organization. So understanding the company's past provides context for its current situation and future prospects. So this section typically covers the key milestone, challenges, and successes the company has experienced over time. Next is the internal strengths and weaknesses. So analyzing internal factors helps identify the company's core competencies and areas for improvement. This can include assessing the resources, the capabilities, and the organizational culture. Next is the external environment analysis. So evaluating the external environment involves examining factors such as the market trends, industry dynamics, the regulatory factors, and the competitive landscape. So this helps identify opportunities and threats facing the company. Next is the SWOT analysis. So you are very much familiar with SWOT analysis. So it consolidates findings from the internal and external analysis to identify the company's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So it provides a structured framework for strategic planning and decision making. So fifth is the corporate level strategy. So in this section explores the overarching strategy that guides the company's direction and growth initiatives. So it may include diversification, expansion, acquisition, and divestiture strategies. Next is the business level strategy. So business level strategy focuses on how the company competes within its specific industry or market segment. So this could involve differentiation, cost leadership, niche targeting, and other competitive approaches. Next is the structured and controlled systems. So examining the company's organizational structure and control system helps assess alignments with its strategy. It considers factors such as decision-making processes, hierarchy, and the performance measurement system. Lastly is the recommendation. So based on the analysis conducted, recommendations are proposed to address challenges, leverage opportunities, and improve the company's strategic position. So recommendation should be actionable, realistic, and aligned with the company's goals and capabilities. So a simplified or a formula of a case study. So first you have a problem, then you will have your solution, the result, and the conclusion. But for our case analysis format or case study format, this part should be included or should be found to your paper. First is the title of the case and the viewpoint. Next is the statement of the problem, statement of the objectives, or areas of consideration, the alternative course of action, conclusion, recommendation, and followed by an action plan. And now let's discuss each one of them. First is the title of the case study and the viewpoint. So the title of the case shows the glimpse of the case. It gives the reader the main idea of the case, while the viewpoint refers to any decision maker or person who is in the position to make the final recommendation as mentioned in the case. So for example, the title is Reviving a Struggling Brand. No? So the turnaround of Nokia in the smartphone era. So the viewpoint would be this case study is written from the perspective of the Chief Marketing Officer or CMO of Nokia. So focusing on the challenges and strategies involving in the repositioning the brand in a highly competitive market. Part is the statement of the problem. So the statement of the problem in a case study briefly outlines the main issues or challenges faced by the subject of the study. So it identifies what is going wrong, why it matters, and sets the stage for analysis and solution. So in simple terms, it answers what are the key problems in this situation. No? So these problems can be related to the poor performance, it can be market competition or internal weaknesses, or poor decision making or external threats. So a clear problem statement helps focus the case study and guides the readers to understand the core issues that need to be solved. Next part is the statement of the objective. So the statement of the objective in a case study briefly explains what the case aims to achieve or examine. So it outlines the goals or purpose of the analyzing the case and guide the direction of the study. So in simple terms, it answers the question, what do we want to learn? What do we want to understand or solve through this case study? So objectives can include things like identifying the root cause of the problem, evaluating the effectiveness of a strategy, or proposing solutions for improvement. A clear statement of the objectives helps keep the analysis focused and relevant. Okay, so for the next part is the area of consideration. So in a case study, it refers to the key factors, conditions, or elements that need to be analyzed to better understand the situation and solve the problems identified. So in simple terms, again, it answered the question, what important things should we look to fully understand the case. So these areas can include the internal factors like the management, finances, operations, or the external factors like the market trends, competition, the economy. It also includes the strengths and weaknesses, the opportunities and threats, the stakeholders' interest, and lastly, the company's policies or past strategies. So by exploring these areas, the case study can uncover deeper insights and form the basis for sound decision making or recommendations. And for the SWOT analysis that will be included in your areas of consideration, so you are very familiar with SWOT analysis. So just for the example, so for the strength, it could be the advantages of the organization, activities of the company better than the competitors, unique resources and low cost resources company. Then the activities and resources market sees as the company's strength and unique selling proposition of the company. So while the weaknesses, it can improve what improvement could be done, activities that can be avoided for a statement of the problem, the activities that can be determined as your weakness in the market, some factors that can reduce the sales, the competitors' activities that can be seen as your weaknesses in the market, some factors that can reduce the sales, and competitors' activities that can be seen as your weakness. Some opportunities that we can see or example are the good opportunities that can be spotted, interesting trends of industry, opportunities for statement of the problem that can be obtained from things such as change in technology and market strategy, government policy changes that related to companies' field, changes in social pattern and lifestyle, and of course the local events. So while the threats are the companies facing obstacles, activities of the competitors, product and service quality standards, threat from changing technologies, financial cash flow problems, and weakness that threaten the business. Okay, so for the next part is the alternative course of action or ACA. So it's a very important to select the alternatives and then evaluate the best one as the company have limited choices and constraints. So therefore, to select the best alternatives, there are many factors that is needed to be kept in mind. So alternatives should be measures the which alternative will perform better than the other one and with the valid reason. So in addition, alternatives should be related to the problem statements and issues described in the case study. So the ACA is a case study in a case study presents different possible solutions or strategies to address the problems identified. So in terms again, it answered the question, what are the different ways we can solve the problem? So each alternatives should be realistic, relevant, and based on the analysis of the situations. So these options are usually compared in terms of their advantages, disadvantages, cost, risk, and feasibility. So the goal is to provide a range of choices before selecting the most effective solution in the final recommendation. So having alternatives shows critical thinking and well-rounded understanding of the case. So this to discuss it further, here are some of the sample alternative course of action. So our ECA is to, for example, is to launch a customer-centric product innovation strategy. So the description would be the organization could develop a and launch a new or improved product or service that are tailored to the evolving customer needs based on the market research and feedback. So this strategy would align product development with the company's mission vision while leveraging its internal strengths and market opportunities. So it supports the key goals like the profitability and ROI. So introducing high margin or high demand products can boost revenue and the return on investment in the aspect of sales and market share. The differentiated offerings help capture new customers and expand it into underserved segments. While in the brand image and customer satisfaction, innovation positions the brand as forward-thinking and responsive, increasing customer loyalty. In the part of corporate strategy alignment, these actions support long-term growth objectives outlined in the corporate vision and mission, while the use of resources and capabilities, so leveraging the research and development, marketing, and supply chain strengths while building an existing operational capabilities. So that's it. So for the last three parts can be included into one paper of one page. So when analyzing a case study, it's important to start thoroughly evaluation of the both internal and external environment of the organization. So internally, this includes the factors like company's resources, capabilities, structure, and culture. So externally, we have to look the broader environment like the market trends, competitors, the regulatory issues and other external forces often through like pastel of Porter's five forces na pwede natin gamitin. So for this comprehensive analysis, we can draw the conclusion about the key issues of the organization is facing, what's working, what's not, and where there are opportunities or threats. This conclusion provides a solid foundation for your recommendations, so which suggests the most effective courses of action based on the findings. So once the recommendation is selected, the next step is to create a detailed action plan. So this plan should outline specific steps, timelines, responsibilities, parties, and the necessary resources to implement the chosen strategy and ultimately achieve the organization's stated objectives. So this structured approach ensured that the decision making is not only strategic but also actionable and results oriented. Okay, so that's it for this discussion. You can now proceed to the case study analysis, the presentation of your case studies.